there, and welcome back to another edition of Owning Your Outdoors. Joining me as always is Doug Schroeder from Lewis. And Doug, we're bringing in a guest today. What are we talking about?
We're going to talk about cooking on a Traeger. Everybody is across the whole Midwest is loving cooking on their Traegers, and we brought an expert in today. His name is Scott Thomason, and he's going to show us everything there is to know about doing cooking on a Traeger.
All right, Scott, take it away. What do we need to know?
Awesome. So today we're going to do some pork tenderloin. Super simple. It's something you do during the week. You get busy with your kids running with baseball, swimming lessons, whatever it may be, or you just want to throw something on at the lake. I'll pick up a couple package of pork tenderloins at the grocery store, and I'm going to trim these up. Super simple to trim, but there's a couple things I want you to see. You see this white stuff that runs here? This is silver skin. We're going to remove this silver skin for two reasons. One, it lets our rub get down and penetrate into that meat, makes that nice crust, but also it's chewy like a rubber band, and that's just not good to eat for anybody out there. So we'll just slide a knife right underneath, and you can see it's like a rubber band that comes off. And it only ends up on one side of a tenderloin. You'll see it in other cuts of meat. If I'm going to do roasts or pork roast or pulled pork, I'll make sure to remove this part. Also, if I'm doing beef roasts for like tacos or something, I want to remove anything that's silver because it just won't melt away like other ones will.
When you use a rub on a loin, how long does it need to marinate with that rub on it?
So I'll start the Traeger, and mine's running right now, but I'll start the Traeger up, and it'll take 15 minutes or so. I'll rub these down, 15, 20 minutes total. You'll start to see when we put this on there. We call it sweat. Let's give them a quick coat. Let's use this one. And as it sits, it starts to draw moisture to the surface, and it binds with that rub, and that's what creates crust. Barbecue guys know, right? I want the sugar cookie. Well, this is what creates the sugar cookie.
You combine a number of different rubs.
Always. So everything that I cook has a minimum of 2 rubs. These especially, these are Traeger rubs. This is a very savory rub. This is our perfect pork. A lot of paprika, there's some garlic, very savory tasting. This is our most popular. It's pork and poultry rub. This is granulated onion, granulated apple, granulated honey. So it gives it kind of a sweet pop. And then I use some of this rub, which is a cherry rub, just for color. And I'll let these sit. We'll do the back sides real quick. You're going to want to put this on depending on your time. So if I'm in a rush at home, I'll throw them on and cook them at 300 degrees. And then they take about 35 to 45 minutes total. If I have more time, I'll start them lower. I'll start them at 225 degrees until I get them to where internal temperature is running at about 130, and then I'll glaze them. And glaze them, you use any barbecue sauce you like. This product I really like now, which is a honey brown sugar glaze. I'll put that on there, and then I'll let them go to about 140, 145 is where I want to pull them at. Most important thing, anything cooking, don't care what you're cooking on or what you're cooking, rest your meat. Most important thing, it allows all that internal force from the heat that you put inside there to cook. It relaxes those meat fibers. You'll get a much more tender, juicy piece of meat as long as you let it rest. 10 minutes is all you need. 15 is better, but 10 is all you need. And once you slice it, you'll see nothing but juice run out. So I'm gonna set this at 265. Traeger's rolling. I'll just set these in. You don't need to flip them. You don't need to spin them. Let them sit in there and get happy. I would go for at least 30, 35 minutes. All right, so these have been on about 45 minutes. I glazed them at 30. We're gonna take these off and slice them. And this is the best part. So we can bring them out and let them rest, and you'll see the moisture change. But if you got...
Those look amazing.
Yeah, they're gonna be good. Makes great sandwiches. Or you can just cut them thick and have them as a loin. But this is, look at the juice that's coming out of there. Again, this is not injected. This is super simple. Open the package, season, throw on, about 45 minutes. If you're cooking warm, 275 and above. If you got a little extra time and you want a little more smoke flavor, cook them a little lower. Cook them at 225, but it'll take an hour, hour and 15 at that time. But yeah, this is fantastic. You can see the juice coming out, and those are done.
All right, sounds great. We're going to have all this information online at dakotanewsnow.com right after the show, but make sure you stick around. We have Fastcast coming up next.